Hi, I'm Jim Gordon.
And I'm Lita Leapin.
And welcome to another edition of Our City Tonight.
Well, we're standing in the middle of Stanley Park, which is over 1,000 acres of parkland right in our city. In fact, it's the largest urban park in the world. There's some stats for you, Jim.
I like that. You know, I tell you, you can't avoid this park when you come to the city, but you don't want to. You want to see it. It's a great park in the middle of Vancouver's Leaf Center. Okay, lots to do on the show today, including the place behind us. It's the brand new Stanley Park Brewing Restaurant and Brew Pub. We're going to go in and sample some new beers, some great food. That's all coming up on Our City Tonight.
Well, we're inside of Stanley Park Brewing Restaurant and Brew Pub, and of course, it's a brew pub. It's a craft brew pub, and you're making some beautiful beers here.
Yep.
So we've got you, the brewmaster, that has tons of experience, all over the city. What do you have in front of us?
Tom, by the way, is his name.
Tom. Jim had to say that. Yes.
T-H-O-M, Tom.
Now we're okay.
Sneak that
you
in
don't
there.
have to listen to him.
Yes.
Yeah, what do we got first?
Yeah, we kind of brought you a cross-section of things here today. Lots of different colors, lots of different levels of haze. So first up, we have our Hollow Tree Lager. So that's kind of our signature lager for here in the pub.
Right.
Lager. I hear people say lager, lager.
I'm Scottish,
Tomato.
I'm weird.
Okay, but it is lager?
That's how I say it.
Okay, perfect. We're saying that from now on. Sorry, go for it.
So that's our house lager. It's brewed here on site. Obviously, especially in the summertime, people just want a nice, clean, crisp lager. So this one's made with German Pilsner malt and a classic German lager strain. And then the actual cool thing that's a bit different is we use a South African hop in there. Adds a little bit of fruit, which is maybe a little bit unusual for the style, but it just kind of adds a little something to it.
Ooh,
Makes it
sounds
super
delicious.
drinkable.
I did enjoy one of those before we started filming, so I can relate. Say I really enjoyed it. What do we got going here second,
I'll
Tom?
take over the rest of the show now.
Yeah, that's fine.
What's the second
So
one?
Trailhopper is actually one of the beers we actually have around town on keg and in package. It's a West Coast IPA. It's super hoppy. It has a really nice malt sweetness. Kind of just a classic
And
IPA.
IPAs are becoming way more popular as people understand them.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
We have generations of different IPAs at this point. West Coast was kind of very classic. Now we're kind of going into the hazy range, but yeah, I love brewing them, so I'm super happy that's the direction we're going.
Great. Vancouver people are going to be very happy
It's
about
the place
that
to be.
too. Okay, we've got a really cool looking one there.
Yeah, so if Hollow Tree's our house lager, then I would say Park House is our house ale. So it's blonde ale, so super approachable. We focus on late hopping here, and we actually use a hop called Sasquatch, which is grown out in the Fraser Valley.
Oh, nice, local.
So not too bitter, and it's just got tons of flavor and aroma from the hop.
What is our last one here?
The last one is one of my babies. It's kind of an ever-changing beer. We call it Evergreen Hazy Pale Ale. So the malt bill stays the same on this every single time. It's always going to look the same, but we switch up the hop every time. So it's kind of like an opportunity to try different hops on their own and kind of see the different nuances we get from different hops.
So that's your creative baby. So here's a quick question for somebody who's just a regular, kind of a lager drinker and wants to move into craft beer. Which would be the kind of baby steps to start with?
I would say these two, so the Hollow Tree and the Park House, they were definitely designed to have something that people who are super into craft are still going to love, but also be approachable enough that someone who's just kind of getting into it can still kind of find something you like in it.
And we should say, you know, before we did our interview with you, we were watching you doing your work literally feet from us, right behind us. We've got the tanks here.
Yes.
How much time do you spend in these rooms prepping all this and preparing?
We spend a lot of time. So it's quite a small system. It's a 500-liter system.
Yeah.
So to put that in perspective, our production facility is a 10,000-liter system. So when you get into packaging things, you obviously need a lot more volume. The trick with this system, though, is it's super versatile. So whilst we're producing a couple of house beers that are kind of around all the time, we're also doing a bunch of rotating beers that we're switching up all the time. So we've done things like a raspberry sour ice. We did a ginger lime tart table saison. So because of the smaller volume, like even sometimes like other guys on the team will say, "Can we do a beer with blueberries?" And I'm like, "Ooh, sure, let's try it." So
what great creativity freedom.
yeah, it's super cool. Like I get to kind of flex my creativity, and then also like other people on the team have had the opportunity to have some of their ideas come to life as well.
Beautiful.
This is great. I mean, a brand new restaurant, but you guys are already, I mean, you've been around a long time anyways.
Yeah.
The restaurant's here, but we're going
And in Stanley Park,
And in
Jim.
Stanley
What a
Park, which is
great,
really nice.
great location.
I mean, it's great. Yeah, it's great
watching
to have a home.
watching in the rest of the country, you want to come and check out Stanley Park. Okay, we're going to kind of leave these beers on the table, and we're going to come back with Chef Lee to talk about food pairings with these beers back here at the Stanley Park Brewing Restaurant and Brew House. The pub, I should say. Coming up a little later in our city tonight.
I have to say, if you're looking for a premium, sporty, compact sedan, this might just be the car to beat when you factor in just how much it costs and what you get. So let's get in, go for a drive, I'll tell you all about it, and at the end, the price, which is a nice surprise.
Well, we're in the middle of Stanley Park on a lovely late summer day, and with me is our old friend who, it's the first time you and I have worked together. We've known each other for 25 years.
I know, I was thinking the same thing. We've never done this together.
Well, I'm sure you recognize him. He is the executive producer and host of Driving Television. It has been on the air weekly since 2002 on, as they say, another network. Zach Spencer joins us right now, one of the most respected automotive journalists in this country. And Zach, we're going to talk about the G70. You have test driven it. You've talked about it. For our viewers who are maybe looking at it, what do you got to say?
I voted for it for the, the Canadian Auto Jury, I should say, and it won that award. It won North American Car of the Year. It won Motor Trend Car of the Year, and for basically a new brand to be able to launch a car like this and have the incredible success that Genesis has had with the G70, because I've been doing this for a long time, it's nothing short of remarkable, because there's other luxury brands that have tried to up their game. Look at Infiniti, for example. They struggle. These guys come out from Korea, bam, they hit it out of the park. They win North American Car of the Year, and this is a car when you drive it, and you've driven it, you go, oh my goodness, I never thought that this was as good, if not better, than what the Germans can do.
One of the things I noticed when you've talked about this brand and everything, one of the things that comes up a lot is they're doing this like this brand or that, but this is the affordable one. Talk a bit about that.
Well, Genesis obviously is the parent is Hyundai, right? And Hyundai decided to come up with their own luxury brand. Genesis used to be a trim of a Hyundai, and then they decided to come out with their whole new company. And they have done a couple of incredible things. First of all, design. This is a great looking car, beautifully put together on the inside. They have won the J.D. Power initial quality study. I think it's 2 years in a row, like beating everybody. Mercedes-Benz, Lexus, you name it, at the top of their game. And then you look at what you get for the price, it's a shocker. For example, this car starts around $42,000. Fully loaded is $58,000, but everything's included for 5 years. You don't go into the dealer and they say, hey, we're gonna sell you. No. It's all like you pay for the car, you pay the taxes, and you drive it home. 5 years maintenance, valet service to get the car serviced. There's no dickering on the price. And in this day and age of going online and buying something from Amazon, that's what people want. So they've decided to go with that model. We have a nice young lady here. We'll come and bring you the car and let you test drive it. It's amazing.
One of the things that really struck me about this brand is that little things that I never thought about before, about letting you test drive the car in your neighborhood, not in some different neighborhood where the dealership is.
I cannot tell you how many emails I've received from people who say, I bought this car and I don't like it. And I say, well, did you drive it? I have a neighbor who's done this several times. I said, did you drive the car? No. I mean, you might want to take a flyer and buy a shirt online, but not a $40,000+ car. No. So I think that it's, you really do need to get in the car and drive it and see for yourself. It's sold in so many different flavors. Here's the one thing. What have the Germans been good at? They've been good at selling you prestige items and charging a lot of money for it. Well, Genesis has decided to come in and offer what the Germans aren't offering. So you cannot get a manual transmission 3 Series anymore. You cannot get a manual C-Class or A4. You can get one in this, and you can get it as a rear-wheel drive car. Now, granted, they're only going to sell 3 to 5%, but for the hardcore enthusiast, compact sedan owner that still wants a manual, still wants rear-wheel drive, these guys will sell you one.
You're always talking, too, on your show about the way companies tinker as they go along and progress. Now, I know that you said, there's a few things here that I would improve or I would change, and I know that it's constantly evolving. What are some of the things that you look at and go, I might want to just change that a little bit? Nothing's perfect, so.
This is a great effort for the G70. It won one for many reasons: handling, performance, overall package, and value. Now, it doesn't, like, I mean, it's a tiny little thing, like no digital instrument cluster. You get that with Audi and Mercedes and BMW. Right. Trust me, when this car is updated and they bring a refreshed version, it'll have all of that as well.
We should say about them and their cars, you were literally moments after we finish here, you were jetting to Toronto to check out the new G90.
That's their big one. That's the big. Now, let's get it right. Full-size luxury car sales have really diminished, okay?
Sure.
Like the big cars, everybody wants an SUV. And I said to the gang at Genesis, you need an SUV like yesterday? And they go, we know.
Oh, it's coming.
It's in the works. They're gonna have a big SUV first, and then they need a compact SUV. It's all stages, right? So for Hyundai to launch this luxury product and to do it as successfully as they have with this car, now they have had other cars before that, but this is really the car that's getting noticed. And their next efforts, I think, are going to be even better. And when they do finally come to market with a compact SUV, that's what everybody buys.
Yeah, sure.
I think it's going to be a real shocker to the industry to see what they can pull off.
We got a few seconds left. We must talk about you and how long you've been on. As somebody who does television like you, to have a show on as long as you've been on, since 2002. That's pre-social media, I might add. You're all over the world. Tell us what you still love about this job. Obviously, you love what you do, but just new cars every year.
It never changes. It never changes. Like, I go all over the world to car shows. I'm going to the Frankfurt Motor Show next month. The month after that, I'm going to the Tokyo Motor Show. I fly all over the world to test drive cars. It's a great gig. I know you do travel a lot as well. Flying and getting to meet. The great thing is meeting the people that make and engineer and design these cars. You're having dinner with the guy who I haven't had a chance with Genesis, but it happens often. I'm sitting right next to the guy that designed the car, and you can talk to him over a glass of wine and pick their brain, and that's amazing. Access to these people is second to none. It's always changing. The evolution of the automobile. We are living in the most exciting time right now for the automobile since the car was ever introduced over 100 years ago. So think about what we're looking at. We're looking at fully electric cars, autonomous cars, all of the technology that's going into vehicles, how safe they are. This next 10 years is going to be so exciting, more exciting than when the car was first introduced.
Good way to say that now. Of course, your weekly television, driving television on another network, as we say, national. Check your listings. They can also find you online on social media. Where can they find all that?
Yeah, my YouTube channel is my big outlet. It's called Motormouth. I think close to 70 million views on there, something like that. But I've been test driving cars. A lot of people, I used to do the weather. Remember, I used to do the weather?
Yeah,
I used to do daily radio and all that kind of stuff. But I've been reviewing cars since 1992. That's a long time.
That's Henry T. Ford era. That's going back. Hey, Zach Spencer. Hey, listen, we really enjoyed having you on today, and look for Zach online, of course, his TV show across Canada. Zach, thank you for your thoughts on this car.
We finally got together on TV.
Known this guy a quarter of a century. We finally worked together. Cheers, Zach.
This Italian Moment is brought to you by the Italian Chamber of Commerce Canada West in association with True Italian Taste.
Well, it's time for another Italian Moment, of course, sponsored by the Italian Chamber of Commerce Canada West. I'm with Marina and Ashley. Let's talk about this great wine that hails from the Venice region.
Fantastic. So today we're offering two different wines. We have a beautiful Merlot and a Pinot Grigio blend as well. Very beautiful wines, full-bodied on the red spectrum. And then the Pinot Grigio is a pear notes, very nice, goes very well with appetizers and risotto. Definitely come by and have a little taste.
For people looking for the wine, obviously in liquor stores, where can people find it?
You can find it at Liberty Liquor Store in Olympic Village, or in Oak Ridge as well. Most of your BC liquor stores as well will carry the wines.
You've also cited two of my favorite liquor stores, the one in Olympic Village.
Absolutely, it's beautiful. They offer so many.
Ashley, can you talk a bit about what people are saying about the wine that have come over and tried some today?
They are really enjoying it. They are starting to notice a bit of the notes of the pineapple and pear and the Pinot Grigio. The Merlot has a little bit of a note of cherry and plum as well, and we are getting some people noticing that, and they're really enjoying it.
So Sadie, what we have behind us is authentic candy. Where is this candy from?
It's from Emilia Romagna, the region in Italy. We got it from the Bosa market, and it's just an assortment of all the different kinds of candy that they had available.
And I've been to this factory actually, and it's just delicious. And to see this fresh candy coming off the conveyor belts and then tasting it, that's basically what you have here. Is that it's fresh from Italy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And we made sure to try and look for as fresh as what we could find.
That's wonderful. And what's your favorite?
I haven't actually tried all of them yet, but I definitely love the mint ones.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for spending time with us.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you very much.
This Italian Moment was brought to you by the Italian Chamber of Commerce Canada West in association with True Italian Taste.
Well, we're back here once again at the Stanley Park Brewing Restaurant and Brew Pub. Now, we talked about beer earlier. The beer is still on the table, but now we've got Chef Lee who's going to talk about food you can get here and the pairings with the beer. I'm really anxious to eat, Lee, but first we're going to talk to you about what you've put out here at this great
Well,
place.
I love this. It's kind of a trend. People used to pair wine with all the foods, and now it's really going into the craft brewing and pairing. So what do we have first? This looks absolutely delicious.
So this is our ceviche we make in-house here. Nice, lightweight and summer times. We have some fresh prawns, salmon, a little pico de gallo in there, and then we're pairing with our hollow tree, which has a touch of fruit in there, which doesn't really clash with the acid in the ceviche. We're not actually cooking any of the seafood in the ceviche. It's all cooked in theory by acid.
Okay, we all recognize this, of course, pizza. This is one of your faves. You're a big
Yes,
fan
for
of this.
sure.
Tell us what we have here, Lee, and what you've paired it with.
So this is our beehive pizza. We actually make all our dough fresh in-house every day. It's a 3-day process, actually.
Okay.
It's a mix of spicy and sweet here. So our sopressata salami is our spicy, super spicy, but at the same time we actually drizzle some honey at the end.
Right.
And it cuts through all that. And then we're also pairing it with our trail hopper IPA, and the malts and the hops in that really cut through the spice as well.
Okay, that's delicious looking, and that's a classic, isn't it?
Yeah, this is actually our po' boy sandwich, primarily famous down in the south, Louisiana, New Orleans. Salty, spicy. They use primarily catfish down there. We're using fresh halibut.
Oh, yum.
And then we're actually pairing it with our Parkhouse Blonde. And the refined bitterness doesn't take away from the acidity of the dish. There's a lot of acid in the sauce and so on. And yeah, it pairs really well with this.
Oh, looks delicious.
And over here, we got this last bit here. Talk about that.
So yeah, we actually have our clam chowder, and we're pairing that with our Evergreen Hazy IPA. And that is a really good pairing with it because it cuts through the fattiness of the clams and doesn't really like over salt the dish because the clams are freshwater items, so you don't want to have too much salt in that
Oh,
dish.
delicious. No, this doesn't even look like pub food to me. This is gourmet. This is amazing.
And I got to say, Lee, that it's been fantastic talking to you. Great food, and
astounding.
food is already coming out. Anyway, we will be back here to wrap the show up here at the Stanley Park Brewing Restaurant and Brew House. Thank you, Brew Pub, I should say. Thank you very much, Lee, for talking with us.
Yeah.
I now have to sample the food. Sorry.
No worries.
That's what he does.
Finals, here we go.
Well, we're super excited to be here with Van Helsing's main gal. Kelly, thanks for spending time with us. You've been on set. You are filming season 4. I know it's a lot of work, and well, it's a lot of work to be the woman that is actually saving the world, right?
Just a little bit.
Now, you are you're no stranger to playing sort of supernatural beings. You've been a werewolf before.
Yep.
But I do know that you started in theater. So how, that's where you sort of cut your teeth.
Absolutely.
Could you compare the two genres for us?
Oh gosh, you mean theater versus TV?
Doing your action, horror, sci-fi.
Oh my gosh, from Shakespeare to vampire apocalypse. I mean, it's totally night and day. I think
what probably gave me the most training to be prepared and transition to TV was soap operas. So I did a recurring on All My Children. I played Rain, the panhandling runaway lesbian, with dreads.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah. It was actually pretty cool. I got to help break out the first lesbian storyline on daytime TV, which was pretty cool. But that, I would say, helped transition into something like this more than theater, but they're just, it's night and day. I did a show on Broadway called The Graduate back in 2002.
Yes, I am very familiar with Kathleen Turner and Jason Biggs.
Yeah.
Yes.
In fact, that's how my husband and I met, and today is our 15-year anniversary.
Oh, well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Now, there's a question. Your family, do they come on location
do.
with you? Oh, lucky.
Absolutely.
Lucky.
Yeah, we all stick together.
Now, you have 2 daughters, and you, again, I can say this because the last girls did kick ass because you were pregnant in season 2.
That's right.
And can we say that you are?
Sure.
You are again amazing. You know, you really do epitomize the powerful woman in all aspects, sort of on screen and off screen. Again, now, what are your favorite aspects of playing this role? Like, you're the lead. You are the one holding the show. You've got amazing teams. I know you want to say that, but you're all the storylines. They're around you.
Yes, it has been fashioned that the Van Helsing family, and particularly me, is the only one that can kind of stop the apocalypse. I mean, it's an honor. It's amazing to be able to step into a lead role like this that really does, celebrate women's empowerment and. I mean, even just the fact that it was traditionally a male role and now it's a female, it's awesome. I mean, it's like a childhood fantasy. I mean, everything from that to like the sci-fi genre. You know, it's so make-believe. It's really fun, and I'm honored. I'm honored to be able to do that, and it's been great.
You have 2 daughters right now.
Yes.
Your oldest daughter, she's 8.
She is.
Does she get to watch Van Helsing?
Oh no. Are you kidding? No.
What age do you think that she
Oh, I don't know.
Isn't she curious what Mom does?
She's been to set, she sees it, she knows. But no, it's not appropriate for 8-year-olds at all.
No, that's good.
Parents out there, come on.
Good advice, good advice.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of our captains, Lawrence and Chico, welcome aboard today's non-stop flight from New York to Thailand. Today, we will serve.
Well, after seeing those designs, imagine a retail space with that in mind. Well, that's what we have here at Lawrence and Chico Cafe in the heart of Vancouver in the West End. And I'm sitting with one of the co-founders and the brains and, the vision, I guess. I shouldn't say that for Chico, right? The brains behind it. He'll not be happy. But you are the vision behind it because you are the illustrator of the group. And a lot of your designs are on the walls. It is just absolutely beautiful and fantastic to come in here for coffee. And the coffee is good, too, which is really key. Now, so what was your inspiration for creating this space and all that it entails?
So we come from a fashion background, but we know we are such a niche market, but we want everyone to experience the Lawrence and Chico story by bringing in the lifestyle and the food and a place to hang out.
Yeah, it was beautiful. Now you're not competing with the Starbucks and some of the cafes that are around Vancouver. Instead, you've got more of a niche market for high tea.
Yes.
I see you have champagne.
Yes.
Really, really great desserts. So you're going after sort of the dessert crowd, someone who wants to come and have a better experience. Plus, you can shop for your beautiful designs here. Really is different. So what's coming up next for Lawrence and Chico?
So for Lawrence and Chico Cafe, we have the dinner menu, and then we have a cocktail menu coming up.
Wow, well that's exciting.
This end of this month, we will have the dinner menu ready. I've done the tasting already.
That's fantastic.
And then the cocktail menu will be next month.
Wonderful. Well, that's exciting. And I do have to mention your seating. I love the monster chairs are just fantastic. I mean, for adults and children alike. Definitely. Just beautiful. And the bathrooms, you've got to go into the bathrooms. 2,000 rubber duckies in one of them, and the other one is as delightfully as designed as well. So, again, congratulations. You've been almost a year in this space. Looks like it's going really, really well. Excited for you both. Are we going to see some more designs from you both?
Yes. So for the pop-up retail, it changes every 2 weeks. So every time you come in, there's something new. That's the whole idea of a fashion cafe. So we change up the store a bit. So if you haven't come back yet, so now it's tropical leaves for the summertime, and it's also our next season's theme, Thailand. So a lot of them are tropical. Yeah, so they're Thailand's our fall winter 19 collection.
And you can't miss that because you actually had cherry blossoms out in the front when
Yes.
cherry blossom season. Now
Yes.
you've changed it to tropical.
Yes.
There's always something new and interesting to experience here in the cafe, and the desserts are spectacular because I did get to try those. So thanks for spending some time with us today. I encourage everyone, this is really an experience coming down here. You're a wonderful host, you and Chico. And so thanks for having us down here. We look forward to seeing lots more to come from both of you guys.
Oh, it's our pleasure. Thank you.
Well, we're back here where we started the show, Jim, right in front of Stanley Park Brewing Restaurant and Brew Pub.
Yeah, it's been a good show. Thanks to everyone who helped us out. We should remind people again that they can see past episodes on the Our City Tonight YouTube channel. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Our City Tonight. I'm Jim Gordon.
And I'm Lita Leapins.
We'll see you on the next edition of Our City Tonight.
Genesis Lower Mainland with 2 great locations in Richmond and Vancouver. Test drive, purchase, maintenance. They come to you. Some of my summer clothing provided by Emile Clothing Company, located in Yaletown, Vancouver, and online. Additional clothing for Lita provided by Blushing Boutique, also located in downtown Vancouver.